Hi friend, in this video we will be discussing about if-else statement used in PowerShell. So let's start the video. So first of all we will understand what is if-else statement and in which scenario we should use these statements. So if we develop some scripts, so that scripts somewhere need to make some decision, and based on that decision it need to perform different logic. So when we need to execute the code of statements, either when the condition is true or when the condition is false, so in that scenario we should use if-else statement. So if the condition expression evaluates to true, then the statement inside if body will be executed. So in if-else statement, first we will be writing the if expression, after we will be writing code block, and if we have else if or else statement, after that we will be writing those statement and respective code block. So first of all, if expression will be executed, and if evaluates to true, then code block will be executed respective to the if statement. And if the condition evaluates to false, then the statement inside else body will be executed. So if we don't have else if, in that case else body will be executed, or if we have else if, then again the expression will be checked in else if, and if it is coming true, then body of if else will be executed, or if comes false once again, then either it will go to next if else statement if any, or it will be executing the else part. So this is how if else statement get executed. And we should always keep in mind that else statement will be last in if else expression. So first if a statement will be there, and after that else if will be there, and at last else statement is there. So this is the sequence which we should follow while writing the if else statement. And here you can see that when we write the if statement, so in text expression we need to write some comparison also. So comparison means we will be having two items and we will be comparing both of the item using these operators, and based on the result only that text expression will be either returning true or it will be returning false. So the value will be boolean. So if we have two items, then we can either use comparison operator or collection operator. So we can either check equal to, not equal to, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, or if we have any string and in that we want to check some wildcard, then we can use like, not like, and if we have some regular expression, then we can use match, not match, and if we want to check some type, then we can use is and is not. And if we have any collection, and in that one if we want to check if any element is present inside that collection or not, then either we can use contains, not contains, in and not in. And after using these comparison or collection operator, if we want to invert the result, for example if we get the true and we want to convert that into false, then we can use exclamation mark before that, or we can use not operator. And if we have more than one text expression, so in between the two text expression we can use this logical operator and or jor. So this is how we can use operator in if statement. So these operators not only can be used in if statement, these can also be used in else if statement. But we should not use any of the text expression in else statement. So else statement is by default inverse of if statement. So if none of the condition is satisfied, by default else will be executed. And here you can see the syntax of if else statement. So as I had told, first of all we will be using if expression, and after that we need to write the code block for if statement. And if we have any else if, then we should write the else if with text expression, and after that code block of if else statement. And at last we should write the else and code block of else statement. And now you can guess that we have used text expression for if and text expression for else if, but we have not used any text expression for else statement because this is default. So if these two expressions are not satisfied, it is not evaluated, then by default control will come to this code block. And these two are optional, so else if and else are optional. So if we don't want to use these two expressions, so we can also just use if expression. So if this returns true, then only this code block will be executed, otherwise it will simply be ignored. And now let's try some examples on this one so that we can get some practical knowledge. So this is our first example, so you can understand here. First of all, I have created one variable called $condition. In that one I have assigned $true, and after that I have written if expression, and post that written the code block of if expression. So here we are checking whether this is true or not. Since already we have assigned true value to this variable, so this condition will be evaluated to true and this code will be executed. So if I execute this one, you can see here that this statement has been printed that condition was true. And same way, if I convert this true into false, so this time we will not be getting any output, because here we are checking whether condition is true or not, and condition is false here. So here if we are not using equal to operator and not using true, in that case we can just use the variable name. So it will be checking the value of that variable, and by default it will be comparing to true. And now if I execute this one, you can see we didn't get any output, because here it is checking whether it is true or not, and since it is false, so it didn't get evaluated, and that is the reason this code block was not executed. And now let's move to other example. Here we have used greater than, less than operators. Here we have also used else if and else statement. So first of all, we have created one variable called $a. In that one we have assigned value 0, and after that first of all we are checking whether it is greater than 0 or not. So obviously 0 is equal to 0, so that is the reason this condition will not be evaluated and this will be skipped. And in the next expression where we are checking the else if, we are checking $a is less than 0 or not. So obviously 0 is not less than 0. So since both are not evaluated, so by default else will be executed, and we have printed number is 0 in else part, so we will be getting output as number is 0. So if I execute, so you can see here that we are getting output as number is 0. In case if I convert this one into some positive number, for example 1, so this time we will be getting different output. So this time we have got number is positive. So here it is checking $a is greater than 0. So 1 is greater than 0, so that is the reason we are getting output as number is positive. And if I convert that one into negative number, and if I execute once again, you will be seeing that we are getting output number is negative. So $a is less than 0, so -1 is less than 0, so that is the reason this part was evaluated and we got the output of number is negative. And now we will be trying third example. So third example is also like second one only. Here we have created one variable called marks, and in that one we have assigned value 200, and again we are checking whether mark is greater than 200 or not, mark is equal to 200 or not. So if mark is greater than 200, then this expression will be evaluated, and if this is equal to 200, then this one will be evaluated, and if none of the condition is evaluated, then by default else expression will be evaluated. So if I execute this one, so we have got this student is okay, so this output was executed. So here, since mark is also 200 and here also 200, so 200 is equal to 200, so that is the reason this text expression was evaluated. In case we change the number to 201, and this time if I execute, so I have got that student is working very hard. So you can see here that here it is checking that mark greater than 200. So since 201 is greater than 200, so that is the reason this text expression was evaluated, and code block of this text expression executed, and we got output as this student is very hard working. In case if I change it 199 and if I execute, so this time I have got the output that student is not studying properly. So you can see here that 199 is obviously not greater than 200, so this part also skip, and after that this is 199 is also not equal to 200, so this part also was not evaluated. So remaining is else part, so by default it will be executed. So that is the reason we have got output of this student is not studying properly. So this is how we have tried different examples with different input values. Now let's move to other part of this topic. So now we have learned about if-else statement. We have also seen what are all those operators which can be used in if statement, and we have understood the syntax of if-else statement, and at last we seen some examples on this one. So I hope this was helpful to you, and that's all in today's video.